There once was a man who built his entire town out of wood from a magical lake. Years after Green Fuzz, a 65-year-old with salt and pepper hair and beard, so his left side is paralyzed, so he needs a cane to get around, built the town. The townsfolk, as we'll call them, began to notice something strange. The boards from the lake mill seemed to remember things. One day a child carved her name into a porch beam, and the beam echoed her laughter for years. Another time a young woman sat in a rocking chair built from lake wood, and it creaked in rhythm to her husband's favorite hymn. Green Fuzz, now older and slower, began to suspect the mill was more than mechanical, it's absorbing memories. He set out to build one final structure, a memory hall, where each plank would tell a story. But one day a stranger arrived at the mill. He asked for a board that doesn't forget, and Green Fuzz knew just the one. It was the biggest, toughest piece of wood he had ever seen. He handed the man the board and asked, "What are you gonna do with it?" The man turned, revealing a face as weathered and worn as the planks of Green Fuzz's own house. "I'm gonna make a few coffins," he said. "My family died a while back, and I figured there is no better way to send them off than in a coffin made of wood from this magical lake." Green Fuzz watched the man and a donkey cart walk away. With his coffins, his heart went out to him. He understood the need to hold on to memories. After all, it was his entire livelihood, but he also knew the pain of losing someone close to you. His family had died years ago, and he always feels the sting of their absence. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the mill, Green Fuzz started to worry. He had never heard of anyone using lake wood for a coffin. In fact, he had always assumed that the very idea was absurd. But if the man was willing to make the journey to the lake just for a coffin, then maybe he was onto something. Maybe there was more to this wood than just its ability to preserve memories. The next morning, Green Fuzz got up early and went to the lake. He had never been much of a fisherman, but today he needed to catch something, anything, just to distract himself from the thoughts that had been plaguing him. As he cast his line into the water, he tried to focus on the gentle rocking of the boat. The feel of the line in his hands, the smell of the fresh air, but the image of the man's coffin kept popping into his head. Suddenly, Green Fuzz felt a tug on his line. He pulled it in, and there, flopping at his feet, was the biggest fish he had ever seen. It was more than twice the size of his head, with scales that shimmered like emeralds in the sunlight. Green Fuzz stared at his catch, unsure of what to do next. Then, remembering the old wives' tale about how fish from this lake could grant wishes, he closed his eyes and made a wish for the safety of everyone he loved. When he opened his eyes, the fish was gone, leaving behind only a faint shimmering and the faintest echo of a wish. Green Fuzz returned to the mill feeling lighter somehow, as if a weight had been lifted from his shoulders. He knew he couldn't stop people from using the lake's wood for whatever purpose they had in mind, even if it meant their memories would be preserved forever. He decided to accept the mystery of the lake, the joy and the sorrow, and to keep building his town, not as a monument to the past, but as a beacon to the future.